welcome to the Next Guy Up podcast. We have a very special episode today. This is Messin Around Monday. It is special because Tinsley and Mason are actually in a car right now on the way to Pittsburgh.
They sure are.
So if it sounds a little different, if some stuff sounds, yeah, they sure are. If stuff sounds a little weird, it is because they are driving actively in a vehicle right now.
The Forte is put in work.
They're putting in. Yeah, we are doing the most today. We are maximizing our schedule. You know, we're putting out content full time right now. We're doing the most. So, Tins, Mason, how's the drive been so far?
It's been pretty good. We talked about this last episode about stopping at gas stations and getting gas station hot dogs because that was in my draft a couple of episodes back. And so far we are 0 for 2 on the gas stations. There has not been any hot dogs in sight. There was a corn dog, but that's not what I drafted. Therefore, I'm not going to eat a gas station corn dog.
Mason is claiming that there's not a single hot dog at any of the places they've stopped so far.
I will back that up. There has not been. I will not let him get away with not eating a gas station hot dog this trip. It will happen. I will make it happen. It will be on TikTok. Yes, I will go out of my way if it comes to it.
Also, I think he picked the sketchiest, most rundown gas station known to mankind on purpose the first time. Because I was like, why are we stopping here? And we had to take a restroom break.
I had to pee really bad.
Gas station hot dog of all time.
It was pretty bad. And I was like, I'll get one. I stand by my pick. Well, there was none there. So they had like those Hot Pockets that were probably sitting out for a while as well. But
you got to find one of those guys. We're going to get one. And they're going to record it for some content. So be on the lookout for that. It's coming. They're going to record whenever Mason does finally get one. We're going to add that in to this podcast somewhere so we can all just enjoy hearing Mason eat a gas station hot dog. So that's coming. They're going to the football game tomorrow.
Correct.
And so how are you guys feeling about the game? You guys got tickets yet? Are you getting buying tickets there?
No, we got tickets yesterday. Mason found a really good deal. So we're going to be sitting on the Jags side of the stadium in the corner of the end zone. Very nice seats.
Lower level, baby.
Wow. That's pretty good.
So very excited. Brought all of the Jaguar jerseys so Mason can pick whichever one he likes.
We had to stop at Dollar General so I could get a poncho because it's supposed to rain.
It is supposed to rain, but I have
It's not supposed to snow like it is at a couple of games.
Yeah.
Or one of the games.
Yeah, if it was supposed to snow, I think I would just throw up everywhere.
You love the cold. What do you mean?
I hate the snow with a passion, which is very interesting considering we're going to be, it's colder weather, and we're going to be talking about things we like about fall, which is, to me, fall is winter later in our draft.
Did you ever make a comment, Tins, one time about you didn't like fall because you knew what was around the corner?
Yes,
that's what I thought.
And it's cold enough as it is. Like fall, there's some mornings it's like 40 degrees. Like, what are we doing? Like, let's warm this sucker back up.
To be fair, you're out very early in the morning, Tins, for your job.
I know, but even like 7 or 8 in the morning, it's still kind of cold.
That's true.
I'm not about it. So you will not see any kind of frolicking out in the cold for my fall picks in the draft later. Oh boy, sorry. hit a little rumble sticks there.
Is that what those are called?
Rumble strips? Yeah.
Strips.
Oh, I thought you said rumble sticks.
I did.
Well, so in our neck of the woods today, we had a gender reveal party for our baby, and it came up to be a girl. So I'm sharing some of our personal lives with our audience out there. So that's pretty exciting stuff happening on our end. We are excited about that.
Zach is joining me in the Girl Dad Club.
Yeah, we have a lot of girls running around these days. Tins has got 2 girls. My brother and sister-in-law have a couple of girls as well. So we got girls running around like a bunch of banshees. So here we are. We're added to the team,
Yeah. We're going to get 5. We've got a 5 right now. We play some basketball.
We got a whole basketball team.
How shocked was everybody?
Pretty surprised, honestly. I think a lot of people. Well, maybe it's because I was just hyped it up. I was very convinced it was going to be a boy. I don't know what made me think that, but I was very convinced. And so I'm not like disappointed or anything. I think everyone. There's a couple. My wife and I were just like convinced it was going to be a boy. So maybe it's just like the odds, because I feel like everyone we know is having girls, and so I was like, we got to balance this out. We're gonna have to have a boy.
You got to have a boy somewhere in there.
The odds are showing it. But it's a girl. So here we are.
Oh, that's awesome.
Exciting stuff. All right. So today's episode, we have a couple fun things we got rolling up. We are going to talk about our press release stuff. Messin, we launched a new Messin segment last week. It was very popular. We'll talk about
history with Messin
a little bit. Yeah, we called it History with Messin. I think we're going to change the name though. I think I want to rebrand this as Storytime with Messin.
I second that vote.
I think Storytime kind of encompasses. It feels more true to reality. So then
I picked a great story, by the way.
We got a Storytime with Messin coming up. You picked what?
I picked a great story, by the way. I'm ready for it.
Okay,
it goes
so
with the Halloween
we learned
season.
about Stingy Jack, who's really Stingy Jack. We heard Messin mispronounce like an astounding amount of words in a very short amount of time. But it was kind of a fun game, to like try to interpret what was actually being said. I really enjoyed the segment. I talked to some other people, and they thought it was very funny as well. So we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep it going. Storytime with Messin. It's great content for the people, Messin. Thank you for providing it.
I'm just out here providing for the fans.
Yeah, he does anything to entertain the fans out there. So we got press release, we got Storytime with Messin, and we are ending up. This is our last kind of Halloween fall themed draft. Where our candy draft is sadly over. It was a great run. I think a lot of people enjoyed it. We had a lot of pushback on some of our worst candy lists. First of all, I think I realized throughout this candy podcast that people have just some drastically different candy tastes, which I don't know. I got some pushback to my Almond Joy and Mounds picks, and I was like, do people like those? I guess people do. I was a little bit like, I don't really like those. Some people thought we picked too good of candy for our list. We had that kind of comment of all of these candies are actually that you guys picked I like.
Yeah.
Which was kind of shocking. We had one listener in particular try to claim to me that people give out circus peanuts for Halloween trick or treating. And I don't know what kind of psycho does that. I've never once seen that circus peanuts given out on Halloween.
That person gets their house egged every time.
And we have a shocking, still just a wild pick by Messin for the jelly beans. Birdie Bites every flavored jelly beans being picked there for Halloween candy.
That is not really okay for it being Halloween. Maybe a little bit. I was stretching that, but if you like dog food flavored jelly beans, then you are insane. You're crazy.
I think
those are horrible. So they're meant to taste horrible. We're getting off topic here, but you got me riled up all this stuff.
I think the thing that everyone agreed with, first of all, is that licorice flavor is just the worst. Black licorice is maybe the worst flavor known to man, and I'm not sure why anyone enjoys that.
False. Your mom said that she liked black licorice.
It's so disgusting. Like there's not many candies that I'm just like, this is disgusting, but black licorice is one of them. I refuse to eat it. It's so bad.
Well, I thought maybe we'd get a consensus of
that was a good pick, Mason.
Thank you. The bad candies, I thought everybody would agree, but like you said earlier, we got some backlash on. I was shocked.
I think we got more pushback on that than some of the other ones. Like,
I agree.
I didn't think in any world I would get roasted for taking Double Bubble chewing gum and Smarties, but I was being persecuted online.
It is wild. I mean, I've eaten a lot of Smarties in my lifetime, so I've eaten a lot of Double Bubble in my lifetime, but it's just not. I know we're off the candy topic. We've talked about candy for many hours now on this podcast, but We had some interesting discourse over the course of this week. So we're doing our last kind of Halloween themed draft this week. We are drafting favorite fall/Halloween activities. So the things that you look forward to once the temperatures like start to fall and in the fall time around this time of year. So favorite activities. It's a little bit of a different draft than what we've been doing. I think it'd be fun. So that's what we got today. This is gonna be a fun episode. All right. Do we want to jump into some press release stuff first?
Yeah, let's hit it.
All right, let's do it. Tins, you want to kick us off, press?
Yeah, I got you. So as many of you know, I'm a big fan of Gordon Ramsay.
It's true.
I took him on my desert island draft. I think Gordon Ramsay really popped off being famous when the show Kitchen Nightmares came out many years ago. Had a good run of I think 7 seasons, and then he went to go do more of the competition style cooking shows. Well, Kitchen Nightmares is back, baby, and it is never been better. I've watched the first 2 episodes of this new season. These refrigerators are full of disgusting food. These people are cross-contaminating everywhere, and Gordon Ramsay is shutting down restaurants at an amazing pace. Just yelling, screaming, telling them how they're just morons. It is top-tier television, watching Gordon Ramsay get mad and just finding just all this nasty stuff in restaurants. So,
awesome.
Very excited to have.
Restaurants haven't got better over the years?
No, that is still is amazing. What I want to know, because sometimes he'll pull out cases of meat that are years old and have mold growing in them, which that takes a long time for that to happen to meat. If you've signed up for Gordon Ramsay to come to your restaurant, the least you can do is make sure it's clean. Maybe you suck at cooking, but let's not have a box of chicken that's been in there for a year that's literally just is disgusting. That's just so nasty.
You always wonder that people know that he's coming. It's not like a surprise. If you knew he was coming, would the first thing you did not be let's not get embarrassed by having our let's just deep clean our kitchen.
Right. At least do that.
A whole week just making sure that this place is clean so when he comes in he's not just horrified. I wonder what they do.
Right. Start off on a good foot.
But I wonder if that's part of the show. If you register, they say don't change anything you do, keep it the same.
That could be part of it.
Because otherwise, there's no way people just don't do that. That doesn't make any sense to me.
There have been some that the cleanliness isn't an issue at all. It's just food quality or taste is what is killing their business. So, but for the most part, it is a cleanliness thing. Is always the first part of the episode where it's just it's so disgusting. And as someone who's worked in restaurants a long time, sometimes I wonder are they paying off the health inspectors? Because if this restaurant is truly that nasty, as someone who's been through many health inspections, I don't know how they're passing.
It's a great question, Tins.
Thank you.
I always wonder about I guess there has to be an agreement with the show or something to prevent people from putting on an act when he's there.
Yeah.
I just feel if I owned a restaurant, I would be everybody be on your best behavior. I'm getting my best people here today. I'm getting my best cooks in. We make sure that everything is you know what I mean?
There's at least be a mediocre restaurant. Yeah. Don't be a complete disaster in front of Gordon Ramsay. At least be okay, it's bad, but it's fixable.
But then they want those people on the show. That's what makes it, is the chaos and just how bad the whole situation is.
Well, that is the question, maybe they truly just get absolute disasters on the show. So it's there's no way they can recover from that. They tried cleaning, but it's still just which could be true.
Well,
it could be true. I know they put up hidden cameras sometimes and film them before.
Right.
As well.
Yeah. But I wonder how much of that.
It's always a fun show. I've always enjoyed watching. We've watched. Sorry, Tim.
No, I was just saying. I wonder how much they know where the cameras are.
Where the cameras are?
Yeah, I wonder if they know.
You cut out a little bit.
Yeah, sorry. I wonder. They are hidden cameras, but how do they not know the cameras are there? Someone has to come put them in there. But I don't know.
Maybe they come in secret and hide them all.
My last question is that Tinsley wanted him on an island with him. Have you seen how scary that man can be and how much he's throwing and yelling and screaming, and you want him on a deserted island with you?
Yeah, because he would be the chef. He would keep the kitchen clean, so you'd never have anything to be mad about.
But all of a sudden, you accidentally put something somewhere, and he calls you a explicit buffoon or something, and throws a pan at you.
Well, I probably deserve it.
It's at least entertaining, that food is going to be fire. Cleanest island kitchen you've ever seen.
Exactly.
I love it. I'm going to have to watch it. I watched a lot of that. I watched episodes from when it was in England and when it was in America. There's some classics. What's the one at the Cupcake Company?
Amy's. I think it's
all time.
Yeah, that is an all time. I go back and watch that one still every couple months.
Those people are just the craziest people on earth, and they own a baking company together. And they, for some reason, thought it was a good idea to invite Gordon Ramsay to come in.
And then try and argue with him like he doesn't know about food.
The first thing he said was they just started yelling back. And it's what did you expect out of this situation? He was going to come in and be like, you're right. You guys are running the greatest business of all time, and your customers are stupid. I don't know what they thought they were getting at. That is a banger of an episode.
Yes, it is.
Do we have an estimate of what season or episode that is, just to give the fans out there a good watch?
Here, I'll look it up.
Okay.
While he's looking that up, I do want to say one thing. I called Gordon Ramsay out a little bit. Is that he has released? I saw him at Walmart the other day. Microwavable frozen meals, which is funny because he absolutely trashes on restaurants that use microwaves. So kind of funny. He has his own line of microwavable meals now.
You know what? You gotta do what you gotta do to make some money.
Yeah, I mean, at this rate, dude's probably a billionaire.
I mean, he's doing well for himself with that.
Should we try him and give a review on the pod?
We need to try it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's the move. We'll have to do that.
All right, we're gonna try it. So the episode in question, there are actually a few episodes. The first one though was season 6, episode 8 or episode 16. Sorry. Amy's Baking Company.
Yep, there it is. That's the one.
This particular place has a 1.2 stars out of 5 on it looks like Facebook reviews. Good times.
Is it still in business?
Truly just wild stuff. Okay, good press release, Tins.
Thank you.
We will try some of those frozen foods. I think that'd be fun. Okay, so my press release. Some may argue it has some interlapping ideas with our sports episode, but I'm sorry, we're not going to be talking deep into the sports and the stats here. I think it's a very interesting story, whether you like football or not. So that's what we're going to talk about, because I usually get my my press release topics from my Twitter feed. Let's just see what people are talking about. And holy cow, my entire Twitter feed has been about this for the past week. And so here's where we're at. I thought it'd be interesting to kind of present some of this to you guys and just give you the whole story. So here's where we're starting. This is about Michigan, Jim Harbaugh, and the saga of the sign stealing that has been happening apparently for at least the past year straight. So just to give a little bit more background maybe than we normally would, because this is our non-football episode. Jim Harbaugh is the head coach of Michigan. And what is being alleged is that he has been sending people to games of future competition to sit in the stands and record what's been happening on the sidelines, to see their signals to the football field, and then so they can know them. So then when they recognize them during the game, when they play them later in the season, they will know what they're going to run and be able to stop they'll just know it in advance. This is very frowned upon, and in fact, it's illegal in the football world. And so this has happened a few times. This happened in the World Series with the Houston Astros doing something very similar in baseball. But this story is very widespread and goes kind of deeper, and it's been getting wilder as things have come out about it. Michigan, so this guy's name is Connor Stallion, first of all. That's the dude's name. Wild name for this story. Top tier, truly, Connor Stallion is a wild name. So he apparently bought tickets to like 10 plus games last year of games that Michigan was not even playing in, which feels very sketchy to be on Michigan staff, standing right next to Jim Harbaugh to buy tickets to games that you're not even a part of, that Michigan's not playing in. So he's sitting at these in these games, and what it comes around to is that he has been recording for definitely all of Michigan's opponents. But what got wild is that he was even going to games of teams that Michigan might play in the playoffs. Which the reason this overlapped with a lot of people on my Twitter is that this included some Tennessee games. So it has come around, and I think the information is pretty good actually. That he was at a Tennessee Kentucky game and was recording Tennessee because Tennessee was at that point really looking good for a playoff spot, and it kind of became clear that Jim Harbaugh was nervous about Tennessee and what they might do in the playoffs and was like trying to scout them out. So what has been happening on the Twitter is people have been kind of looking through some message boards and found a message board from last year on a Tennessee message board that said some things from like a anonymous user that they had scouted Tennessee and given information to South Carolina to allow South Carolina to have a leg up to hopefully beat Tennessee to kick them out of playoff contention so that Michigan would not have to play them in the future. That's how deep this went. Not only are we trying to provide info for us to beat a team, but we're trying to help other teams beat the teams that we're scared of playing. So this got really crazy all of a sudden, and it started blowing up. So Tennessee fans obviously are pretty upset about that loss to South Carolina last year, and are starting to blame people for things. It's turned into a real conspiracy theory fest, like only Twitter can do. And but also South Carolina beat a pretty highly ranked Clemson team the next week, who also was in playoff contention. And so there's a lot of question marks there of what was happening and whether this was real. But people are starting to find like receipts online, people posting stuff and digging deep, and the story gets pretty wild all of a sudden. So very interesting stories that have come around online. So the way this story ends, if we're ending my little story time today, is apparently Michigan scouted out TCU, who they're actually playing in the playoffs. TCU is told from multiple sources that Michigan's been doing this, and so they make the decision to change all of their signs, like their entire playbook. And they do, and guess what happens? Michigan gets
definitely won,
really
right?
bad to TCU, a team that, was kind of the underdog here. Michigan did not win and got smacked around by TCU after TCU changed all the signs. So that's the end of the story. Apparently, they've been doing it this year as well. And so they finally got kind of exposed. Jim Harbaugh is in pretty deep water for this. It's one of those classic kind of conspiracy theory stories that can only happen in college football, where fan bases just start going crazy about it. And so it's been fun. It's been a fun week. It's been all that's in my Twitter feed. So I thought I just wanted to share with everybody out there.
Oh, it's definitely
that's
been
my press
probably
release,
the biggest thing. It's been fun. It's been fun reading all the conspiracy theories.
Zach, you even sent a video of like the South Carolina players with wristbands on with like plays and stuff during the UT game. Did that have to do with the sun?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was the only game, or the first game, that South Carolina defense wore wristbands was when they played Tennessee, and then, like, they even shouted that out, like in the call of the game. The person, who was commentating the game was like, "This is the first game they've won. They've worn these wristbands," and so
interesting.
All of this stuff is like being like looking back now at Michigan's season last year, and some of the stuff, it's like, oh, maybe this was happening all of last year. This is real. So pretty wild stuff.
All right. And now it is your favorite segment of the day. Gather around the campfire, everybody, because it's story time with Mason. Yes, I'm ready. All right. I picked a very special story to tell, which is the legend of Sleepy Hollow.
Ooh.
The valley known as Sleepy Hollow hides from the world in the high hills of New York State. There are many stories about the Quiet Valley, but the story that people believe most is about a man who rides a horse at night. The story says the man died many years ago during the American Revolutionary War.
Okay.
His head was shot off. Every night he rises from his burial place, jumps on his horse, and rides through the valley looking for his lost head. All right, I'm going to speed ahead a little bit. Near Sleepy Hollow is a village called Tarrytown, and it was settled many years ago by people from Holland. The village had a small school, and one of the teachers named Ichabod Crane. Ichabod Crane was a good name for him because he looks like a tall bird, like a crane. Interesting. I'm skipping ahead some more. Among the ladies Ichabod taught was one Katrina van Tassel. She was the only daughter of a rich Dutch farmer.
Okay.
She was a girl. Let's go ahead and skip forward a little bit. Time passed, and the town people thought Ichabod was winning. Brahm's horse was never seen at Katrina's house on Sunday nights. One day in autumn, Ichabod was asked to come to a big party in Van Tassel Town's home. He dressed in his best clothes. A farmer loaned him an old horse for the lone trip to the party. Wow, this is a long story, and we're just getting some boring details. Where's the part where he dies?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, yeah, skip to the good stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Ichabod kicked and hit his old horse with all his power. Away they rushed through the bushes and the trees across the valley of Sleepy Hollow. Up ahead was an old church bridge where the headless horseman stops and returns to his burial place. If only I get there first, I am safe, thought Ichabod. He kicked his horse again. The horse jumped onto the bridge and raced over like a sound of thunder. The end. Is Zach there?
You cut out for a second.
Oh no! Let's start over from the very beginning. I'm just kidding. They walked across the valley. They saw footmarks of Ichabod's horse, and it had raced through the valley. They even found Ichabod's old hat in the dust near the bridge, but they did not find Ichabod himself. The only thing they found was lying there was his hat. It was broken piece, and there was broken pieces of round orange pumpkin. And now that's the story. The end.
Beautiful
Thank
story.
You,
Mason.
thank you. Well,
Storytime with Mason never just.
You're right.
Wait, okay. Before we leave, can you pronounce the main character's name one more time?
Ichabod.
Let's keep changing.
You said it 3 different times. You changed it every time you said it.
Well, I think it's Ichabod.
Can you spell it? Can you spell it?
Yeah.
Spell it.
Ichabod. Oh, why did I put a K in there on the end?
Every time you said Ichabod, I'm almost positive it's Ichabod.
Yeah, it was Ichabod.
But then sometimes you said Ichabod.
Sounds like a Pokemon.
Wait, no, it's Ichabod. Ichabod.
Ichabod, yeah.
I should just.
But I don't know where you found the K. I don't know where you found it. Ichabod.
I don't know. Should I start the story over though?
Yeah, run it back really fast.
Yeah, really.
Okay. All right, I'll start from the very beginning.
Okay, great story time, Mason. Great work.
The valley known as Sleepy Hollow hides from the world in the high hills of New York State. I'm just kidding.
The fun part, I don't even know what the story was about still. Like, you skipped around a bunch and then talked about a horse and a pumpkin head guy, and then I still don't really, like, you left out the important details, I think, so I still don't really know what the story is about. But, that's part of Storytime with Mason. You get what you pay for.
That's right.
Which you pay for nothing.
You pay nothing.
So you get nothing.
Ichabod's hair stood straight up. It was too late to run in his fear. He did the only thing he could. His shaking voice broke the silence of the valley. The end.
Wow, it's nothing happened once again. Really, just no action there. Okay, so thank you, Mason.
Anytime.
Let's get into our draft of the day. It's kind of a draft, I guess. We're drafting things, activities that you look forward to in the fall season or around Halloween time. So it can be anything. The door is wide open. I think we're going to take 5 things each, just because that's kind of our normal routine. But it can be pretty much anything as long as it happens during the fall time. I think it's pretty much acceptable. So, is everyone ready?
Yeah,
We're ready. Let's
Ready?
get it.
Good. We feel good about it. All right, I'm getting the spinny wheel up. You guys are just going to trust me because you guys can't see it now. So, first pick is
Please not me. Please not me.
I am the first
Wow.
pick. Second pick doesn't happen very
Interesting.
often. What the heck? 10's a second. Mason is third on the turn.
Back to back. All right.
All right. So my number one. Is everyone ready? We feel good?
We're ready. Let's do it.
And so obviously we're adults now. But this can be like from any time of life. Like this can be something that you enjoyed doing when you were younger, or you look forward to doing with your kids. So this can be. I know Halloween can come with a lot of different things like that. So just an FYI. Okay, so I think my number one overall pick, activities that you like doing in the fall time or around Halloween. I think I'm going to go with watching football.
Dadgummit.
Football starts around fall whenever it starts getting a little cooler. The football's coming out. So football Saturdays, we're getting to watch football all weekend. Peak fall activity.
Yep, that was mine. It's the only thing I like about the fall.
Okay, got me.
I thought you liked the cold.
Hate the cold.
Loves cold. All right, 10s. Sorry, I took you one. What do you got?
All right, I'm gonna go with a bonfire. Roasting some s'mores, having everybody over, hanging out outside. Doing a bonfire.
That's a great pick. Yeah, love a bonfire.
I was hoping to get
cool
football
outside. So then the temperature of the fire is pretty warm. You have a warm fire, cool air. You get to get some of the s'mores action going on.
Yep.
It's never a bad time around a fire. Yeah. That's a good one, Tim. Great pick.
Thank you.
All right, Mason. What do we got?
Things to do during the fall. I'm going to go with TP in someone's house with toilet paper.
Great pick. I was hoping it was it was on my list.
Not that we have any experience doing this. Not that we've ever actually done this before. It theoretically sounds like a fun thing we could do.
Yeah. We wouldn't tell anybody to go do it.
No, never.
We can't endorse those activities.
Absolutely not.
It's always fun, It's whenever you.
Well, how would you know? You've never done it before.
Well, that's true. In theory, it's a level of excitement. It's hard to achieve most times without actually committing like real crimes, And it feels like the one time where it's like, trespassing is pretty much okay. Defacing someone's public property or someone's private property, it's like people overlook it on Halloween. It's almost like the one night of the year. It's kind of like the purge, but it's like we're gonna overlook some of these like mischief and hijacks and shenanigans just for like one night a year. It's gonna be okay. No one's gonna get arrested for TPing a house.
It's true.
Wow, look, we're in Cincinnati.
We're in Cincinnati, everybody.
That's a good one.
An update. Wow. Thank you. Okay, my number 2 pick is going to be. I'm gonna go with carving pumpkins. Oh no!
Also on my list.
How's the internet connection? We good?
It's good. Yeah, you're good right now.
Okay. Carving pumpkins. We do it at least once a year. We used to make pumpkin stew every year. I know I'm getting off topic, but it's like beef stew inside a pumpkin, and we like cut open the pumpkin. Anytime I like smell a pumpkin, I kind of think of that. I know it's a little different, but like carving pumpkins is a big thing for us.
You eat the seeds? You ever like roast the seeds?
We'd roast the seeds in the oven and do so we're huge into And when we were kids, we always clean the pumpkins out and carve and stuff. So carving pumpkins, I feel like I'm doing pretty decent in this draft to start.
Pretty good one so far.
And here's the thing, I've done zero research. I've just gone off of like memories and things that I've enjoyed doing. And maybe that's the key to my success.
You just need to wing it more.
Just not doing research. You're correct. All right. Those are my 2 back-to-back picks. TP in someone's house.
Picks, Mason.
Thank you.
All right, Tins.
All right. I'm gonna go with trick-or-treating. Even
trick-or-treating. Elite.
It's fun when you're a kid, and then as you get older, you think you're too cool for it, and then you grow up, you get married, and have kids, and you get to trick-or-treat again. It's very fun. I really enjoy taking my kids trick-or-treating, stealing their candy. It's called the dad tax. So I get some of their candy.
Especially the circus peanuts. When you get the circus peanuts.
It's the best.
Yep.
So I'm going to go trick-or-treat.
It's a good one. I'm going to go with let's do it. Let's do watching scary movies.
Oh.
I'm not I'm a person who likes to watch like a handful of scary movies right around Halloween, and that's pretty much all the ones I like watching. I don't really watch them just for fun throughout the rest of the year, but whenever you start feeling it in the air, like the everything that you feel like fall and Halloween's getting close, it's just fun to put on a couple of those like sort of scary but not really scary movies, like just to get you in that Halloween spirit,
Yep, I agree.
So that's one of mine. That's my second pick. My third pick, let's go with watching or getting to look at like the leaves changing, like going on a drive to see the leaves changing. I live up here kind of in the mountains, a little bit more in East Tennessee, so we get some pretty drastic leaf change, and you get to go up in the Smokies, or there's some pretty scenic drives where you get to see all the leaves. And so that's a pretty popular thing around here. My neighborhood right now, all the leaves are changing. The downside is that all the leaves are falling as well, and so my yard is just got leaves all over it, and raking them sucks. That is not on my list, raking leaves. But getting to see the colors of the leaves is definitely on my list.
All right, so this one's going to be more of a personal pick here, and I'm going to get slandered for it, I'm sure. But I'm going to pick with my heart. I'm not going to pander to the crowd, even though that's what his drafts. But I'm going to go with college basketball starting up. Later in the fall, first week of November, college basketball starts. And college basketball is very fun, very wild. Anything can happen. March Madness is great. But we're talking about fall here. And so I'm going to go college basketball starting.
I like it. I love college basketball. I think we'll talk about it at least a little bit on this show, on our sports episodes, but I like college basketball.
Yeah, we'll for sure talk about it on previous sports episodes. I think all three of us are very big college basketball fans. Not even just but like just in general.
It's kind of the time of the year where they start doing those preseason tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, get some fun
and
matchups.
Everyone's, I don't know, it's that beginning of the year when everyone's like, man, we could actually be pretty good,
Yeah, you get like Arkansas playing Gonzaga, and just
always a good
teams
team.
That don't play each other.
Yeah. Which is pretty fun sometimes to get to play teams across conference. All right, great pick. Mason?
I'm going to go, yes. So I think I'm going to go more food-based here.
Okay.
Certain things that you think of when you have food during the fall.
Oh, boy.
And that's going to be a caramel apple. Eating a caramel apple. So it looks like Tinsley's reaction actually took one of his.
Yep, that was what I wanted it next.
Dang.
So and I've gone to some places where they go all out. So I don't know if I'll be able to get all of that as they do s'mores caramel apple and all these different ones, chocolate drizzled over it. I'm just gonna stick with caramel, but I hope everybody thinks so. You get all of them, but if not, that's fine. But the caramel apple, I'm gonna go with as my top, and then I need the duo. So I'm going to go with drinking apple cider. I love both of them. Drink it hot, drink it cold. We actually bought several gallons, and I just fill it up in my cup and drink it on the way to work or at work.
Several gallons of apple cider?
Literal, it's expensive. It's like $6 for a gallon of apple cider. But if you actually hold on, I'm not going to say anything else. But if you do fall things, like I'll say one that he already picked. But the bonfire, drink apple cider, hot apple cider, things like that. So that's my pick. I'm going with that. Yep. Put it in the books.
I remember when apple cider was like $1 a gallon.
When we were a real country, there's affordable. Not only the rich people can buy apple cider. Like Mason.
Yeah.
Like Mason.
I had to sell my car just to sell the Spark just to afford. I'm carpooling to work every day, but I got my apple cider. Yeah.
All right, Mason. 4th pick.
Oh, I did. So.
Oh, you did 2 already.
Yeah, the caramel apple and the apple cider.
Lots of apples. Gotcha.
I'm gonna stick to fall drinks here. I'm gonna drink hot chocolate. Nothing like good hot chocolate on a nice cold night.
Yep.
That's a good one.
So I'm gonna. It speaks for itself. Hot chocolate. If you don't like it, get out of here.
It speaks for itself. All right, I'm gonna go with. Let's do. I think I'm gonna do corn mazes. Very seasonal. Pretty fun. It's one of those things you can only do at a certain time of year. It's fun. You go with friends and you go hang out and do the corn maze thing. It's just one of those very seasonal fall things for me. I don't know. I never did in the haunted corn maze vibe. I'm not a super big haunted house fan. Like, I don't seek them out actively usually. But corn mazes are fun. And then let's do my last pick. This is a little bit personal pick as well. I'm going to go with having the ability to wear more clothes.
I love that.
When it's summer and it's hot outside. It's when it's hot outside, you can't like wear layers, so you can't cover up all of your curves and edges. So whenever it gets a little cooler, though, you can wear flannel, you can wear a coat or jacket, you can wear a hoodie, and all is well in your world. You can wear hoodies for every day and no one cares. It's much easier to dress because you just got jackets over the top of everything. It doesn't matter what you have on it. Love getting to wear more clothes. Yeah, that's mine.
That's a good one. Hoodie season. That's awesome.
Hoodie season. All at 10s. Last pick.
Let's go. This one's absolutely destroyed, but I don't care. Fall back. So daylight savings, we get an hour back of sleep. Suck it. Spring forward.
No. It's a shorter day. What do you mean?
I don't know.
It's like dark at 4 o'clock. By the time I get up at work, it's dark. It's like the worst part to me.
I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
There's plenty.
He hates fall. Hater of fall.
That's the thing. I hate it. So might as well. Looks like I feel like I get hours.
That's an interesting take. I can't wait for Mason. Mason.
I'm gonna go with hayride.
Okay. I really felt in my gut like you were gonna go with pumpkin spice.
I was, but I don't feel like getting roasted right now. I'm in the car right now. I'm ready to get out of the car, and I didn't want to get roasted with pumpkin spice. So,
okay, hayrides, huh? When was the last hayride you were on?
I was probably like 16.
Okay, been a minute.
It's been a minute. Kids like hayrides.
Hayrides back.
14 minutes.
Bring them back. All right. Yep, that's my pick. It's better than daylight savings time.
That is true.
Zach, you cannot agree with that pick. If so, there's collusion. I cannot agree with that.
Yeah, here I hate getting off work and it being dark already. That sucks.
Yep, it does.
All right, there's our picks. That's a draft, guys. If you noticed, I'm not sure what this is going to sound like. I'm going to be almost guaranteed that the sound quality got a good bit worse about 7 minutes ago. which is because the laptop that Tins and Mason were recording are on died mid-pod. So sorry if you noticed that and the quality got much worse. Thank you for sticking it out with us. Sometimes you're on these trips and you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, we gotta get that content out there to the people. We have not missed a single episode, not laid off a single employee. So you know what? We're still out here. Be on the lookout. We have a weekend preview show coming up in just a few days on Friday. Big episode coming up. We have those episodes have been growing in popularity a good bit. Our next guy out parlay, if hopefully it's hit whenever you're listening to this and you made a lot of money over the weekend. But be looking out there. Be watching out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're out there. Tins and Mason been crushing the Twitter game, putting out some bets and things like that. So we will also be updated on Mason's hot dog ventures sometime in the near future. So that's our show today. Thank you guys for listening in. We will see you on Friday. Have a great week.
What's up, guys? Mason Trennell from the Next Guy Up Parlay or podcast. Not a parlay. We got parlays on the mind. So actually what I got to do was make a hot dog. We drafted these. Look at that. And you haven't lived if you didn't get to customize and make your own hot dog from a gas station. I got to put how much mustard, how much relish. It had pickles, and I even did a jalapeno. I might be regretting that later. Who knows? There it is. Look. So I'm going to give an honest review here. And I'm going to go ahead and try not to make a mess in Tinsley's car right now. 3, 2, 1. Let's get it.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, no. Well, okay. To be honest, I kind of just covered the whole thing in mustard and relish, so you can't really taste. It's probably a good thing you can't taste the hot dog. It's very dry. It's been there for a really long time. But
it might have helped if you put like 2 hot dogs in that thing.
I probably should have put more mustard on it just to give it a little more, even out the dryness of it. But one down, a couple more of these to go. That's it. That's a review.
You didn't give it a score.
Oh, this is like a 2.2.